And then we also saw Orgless get pretty much beat down by Evil Geniuses. It was 13-16. Mirage was close, but Inferno, you can't even say that at all. 16-6 in favor of EG. And then we did go the full 3 for Cloud9. We've seen that they can play a little bit of Vertigo, even though they did lose that map. They played Inferno, which they stomped on. And then Train came down to very close between the two. But we've got Nuke, Overpass, and Inferno as our choices here. This first map, Nuke, will be chosen by Orgless. They're going to be starting on the T side. So let's see if they can get things going with a strong pistol round.
Well, they're going to go running right into the A site of the map. And already Wardell has opened up onto 2 players from the side of Cloud9. Yay, you've seen him do fantastic in pistol rounds. I think we were quoting stats of like 9 kills with pistols and then 8 kills with rifles in one of the maps we saw the other day. Already, things are going to be traded out. However, Orgless take a very convincing pistol round. Cloud9 never really seemed in that one at all. And Orgless are going to get off to a flying start. And of course, you do have to think for Cloud9 in the road to Rio. If they lose the match yesterday, okay, we can call that an upset. We can call that a slip-up. If they lose the match today as well, I think people are going to start calling them into question. I think it's already begun. Like, a lot of people starting to question where this team is actually going. Like, when they burst onto the scene, we saw a lot of very strong fundamentals. I think they've shown a lot of talent. Definitely in the form of Floppy, who's, I think, become a favorite of many. The question is this going to be another Cloud9 roster that you can't really rely on to get anywhere? That's the worry. Because obviously they've been given the faith of, well, pretty much one of the biggest North American organizations. Things don't start to sort of pick up in their direction. You wonder how long this will last.
Oh, I'm trying to play around these smokes here. Pretty much every player outside OC. The kill on Wardell looks for a second on Subrose. I think he's going to fall from this one. Yeah, the ump be able to out-aim him in that situation. But still 1-for-1, and Orgless have been slowed down quite a bit as they try and transition somewhere. And I guess they're just using this time to pick off some kills, push a couple of these smokes. Floppy's like, all right, guys, I was waiting for you to come down lower. Problem is, it's just going to be Subrosa there, and he gets knocked down to 7 HP. Anytime Silent's going to fall inside of T lobby. Down to a 2-on-4. Subrosa's going to have both players in his sights. And he's not going to miss those. That will be a clean round, only losing 1 player. A lot of kills with some SMGs coming through as well. And Orgless get a nice, comfy, and cozy 2-0 lead.
Going to be coming under much pressure in this next one. And, of course, this is the pick of Orgless. And in recent times, they've had a decent success, I would say, on Nuke. 62% win rate, 16 maps played in comparison to 29% for Cloud9 and only 7 maps played. It is worth noting that one of the victories they had as well was actually versus Cloud9, although it was 16-14. And I believe that was a map where Floppy dropped 32 kills and still lost. There was no one else. I think there was someone on 20, but no one above it. So definitely the man to watch on the Cloud9. I'm also looking for the AWP battle in this one. I think OC facing off against Wardell. Wardell definitely had his moments versus EG. Of course, as you mentioned, on the second map, they did get absolutely obliterated. But the first one, they made things interesting. And I'm hoping we see more of that Orgless. In fact, they actually threw away a lot of clutch rounds in the first map, where I think if they'd gone back the other way, we could have actually seen Orgless take a map off of Evil Geniuses, which going into the series, I don't think anybody would have really been expecting. Versus Cloud9, especially if the form of yesterday is not just temporary, well, there's a genuine chance that Orgless will be able to take this over the line. So, KT making some extra cash, though. That's going to be a nice little boost to his economy. This is risky from Wardell, but it is going to pay off. 2 players lost, not the end of the world for Orgless, but still a little bit of extra cash made for the CT side. And now we get their first proper buy onto the board.
Yeah, I mean, Wardell was trying to push up, I think, Vent to prevent the AK from being secured, but it definitely could have been 2 AKs to the CT side. But we are going to have the op come in. It's going to be on OC, like you said before, and it looks like Orgless is going to continue to play the style they've been running with. No need to invest into the op just yet. They have some pretty good bank with Ye at 5,400 and Wardell at 47. Subrosa, unfortunately, down to 0 money. But this is where things start to potentially get tough for Orgless. I think a lot of it comes down to OC. If he can give some sort of semblance of control with the AWP like we've seen teams be able to do in the past on CT side. Now Orgless, after going outside fast in the last round, have slowed things down just a little bit. hoping for Cloud9 to get aggressive, hoping to open up an opportunity. And I actually wonder if Orgless is going to bank on the whole let's rush down vents in later rounds. We started to see some counters with it. I think it was Envy. Yeah, it was Nifty throwing a Molotov down vent after it got broken to make sure if they did rush down, they took a hell of a lot of damage. This team typically smoke off the cross into vent. Still 50 seconds left to go, and they've really yet to make any ground, any progress across the map. Finally making some presence outside as they get some smokes down. But that's not where all the teammates are committed to.
Maybe waiting patiently. Sabrosa, he has an idea now that there's someone on the edge of the smoke. Spotting anything out, and this is starting to get worrying for Orgless. They've got some good positioning, but JT finally opens things up. In the meantime, Sonic's starting to come under pressure from ramp, but they've already lost 2 men. If he can just stay alive, he can basically force them to try and wrap around into hell, and well, that's a hell that I'm not sure they're going to want to enter. Instead, they're going to push down the ramp. All he really needs is a kill here. He'll get 1 and almost the second as well, at least giving a chance for a bomb plant. Wardell will get and earn enough money that the T's will be comfortable in the next round by. However, this clutch situation doesn't look likely.
Would be tough considering the health out of Infinite. Actually gets a little bit of an off angle there. Takes down OC. Takes down Floppy, and well, it was going to be hard, but they might be able to pull it off now into a 1-on-2. Unfortunately, the 2 kills he did get was not going to be enough as they finally rushed him down. Modem going to finish off the last kill. And that will be Cloud9 finally getting on the board. And something we should look at as we're starting to, you know, break into this game here, Tom, is who were the top fraggers for these 2 teams when it came to their last matches that happened out yesterday. We had Orgless. Ye was leading the way at 38-37. Wardell second at 37-39. But those numbers are really tough to talk too much about with how dominating Inferno was. I mean, I'm just rolling back all the Breeze, you know, replays in my head, all the clutches, all the shots he was able to hit. On the other side, though, Floppy, I mean, he still held strong. You had 69 kills and 57 deaths. Modem at 60 and 51. And OC at 52 and 49. So the South African guy is going to be on the bottom of the scoreboard for them, at least in that series. But that was an extensive series that really pushed them to the brink, especially finishing things off on Train 16-14. Obviously 16 in their enemy's favor. Now the push can be coming in towards ramp, and Song's going to get 1 OC as well. The trade's in their favor. And it seems like they've been able to halt this aggression. So now forcing Orgless to rethink their strategy here in this round.
I like that OC doesn't take too many risks after the initial picks go their way. Just make sure he Molotovs them off, doesn't allow them any space back in his direction. That's a great couple of entries, though. 2 players down. Bomb site belongs to the T's, and oh, the CT side barely even got to blink before he ripped their faces clean off. Bottom is going to try and wrap back into Mini, although maybe deciding that this is not a round they want to go for. Money already in the gutter without an attempted retake. Wardell is going to be peeking into the lobby area as well and not spotting anything out. Yeah, it's just fallen into a save. So CT side actually going to be in a bit of an awkward position here. Now, at least with the loss bonus still with them, of course, it was only reset by 1 round. OC should be able to drop a rifle. Sonic should be able to afford 1 of his own. And then, well, it looks like either JT or Floppy, probably JT being the in-game leader, it is going to be a little bit hard done by with a FAMAS or maybe an SMG. Or, if he's a man of taste, a shotgun.
Ugh. You disgust me. No shotgun. All right, Tom. Not happening this round.
Not a man of taste. It's not my problem.
Well, Wardell has the op. We're going to potentially see him and OC go head-to-head. You know, thinking back to Nifty up against Henny. Seemed like Nifty did win out in a couple of the trades, actually. Though typically it did go like 1-for-1 in the midst of their match versus Furia. That was Envy Furia yesterday if you missed it on that one. And the FAMAS as well. I mean, I think almost in this round, if you're Orgless, you could think about just rushing down vent, but I almost think, why would you do it in this situation when you've already had, you know, 4-1 up? Keep working the picks like you've been doing. I mean, that last round, you lost 2 players fairly on to the push in towards ramp, remember? And yet they're still able to win the round. 2 players surviving, and then obviously the 2 saving on the CT side. So already looking pretty good for Orgless. Kind of surprised. And we were talking about this the other day. Like, this team does have the potential to do extremely well. They have a lot of individually talented members. Kind of surprised to see them not actually be picked up by an organization just yet. But for them, maybe qualifying for the major or doing extremely well in the North American group, it could get them one step closer to being signed and, have some salary, have some income so they can focus even harder on playing.
Yeah, that would be good, because obviously with the game that shall not be named, many people are looking to jump ship, and I think there's a few players on this Orgless side that it would be sad to lose them. I think Wardell's definitely someone that's so enjoyable to watch with the AWP. FNS has been around this game for as long as I can remember. This round at least, it started with an early trade, and the T's have managed a quick push down the ramp. Now, Modem is here to try and defend, but he's going to come under pressure from utility. That's got a little bit further than they might expect, and Floppy spray through the smoke doesn't get the kill, but another has come in elsewhere. The peek out from Modem may not have been expected as Subrose has left in the open. And now FNS and Yay trying to hold on, make that just Yay. He's got a decent position here. However, it's one that you expect them to check. However, he's going to get 2 kills already. Now the diffuser's been tapped, he's going to feel the need to peek. Unfortunately, it's not quite going to be enough. A nice attempt in a 1v4, and at least causing a few extra rebuys. Because of that, there's definitely going to be a temptation from the T side to go for an investment here.
It definitely was decent damage with, considering how that round was going. They were losing almost every single member to Cloud9, winning those trades on the re-engagement back in towards the, the B site. A little fortunate that they weren't able to hit the shots. I think it was FNS dies to OC towards like the back of sight, towards the, the vents. You get that kill, you kind of locked down a little bit more control. But yeah, again, hindsight's always 20/20. They at least got the bomb planted, not able to force fully into this round as they just have the pistols and a little bit of armor. Maybe thinking about diving down vents, but can be backed away with the Molotov coming through. They are getting some decent control of outside, and we can see Modem's going to be there. If Modem drops the potential gun, he's going to peek around, gets the first into main. The flashbang comes through as well. I think Wardell gets team flash there. Not able to quite equalize things and get the kill back onto him. Eventually, it's going to come through, but not before losing 2 members.
Round is all about damage, of course. Orgless didn't take the risk. So they want to at least drop 2 players. Make it so that there have to be rebuys. Keep the CT side economy honest. Maybe have a nade or 2 missing, or the AWP would be ideal. 3 of them still standing. Couple of deegs. It's possible. FNS has managed, I guess that was down the vent, or did he just wrap around outside? He's just managed to get the bomb down. That's more than successful in this round. Sure, Infinite's going to die, and Wardell will meet the same fate, and this would be the most impressive clutch of all time if this somehow goes the way of FNS. He is actually going to get 1 kill, and hits a dink on the second. A very nice try from FNS. It will be a bomb plant, a couple of kills, and honestly, Orgless couldn't really hope for much more.
I think definitely getting way more in that round than they should have. I mean, the bomb plant alone, they already had it in the prior round, so they were going to be able to buy it no matter what, but then they can get some extra utility here. Maybe go for the op for Wardell, which they're going to be going for. Haven't really seen too much out of OC just yet. Nothing flashy, but I mean, 5 kills, playing solid at the moment. Yeah, he's been a little bit quiet currently on 3 kills, bottom of the scoreboard for his team. Again, this is where we need to see, I think, either team have a clean round. I mean, Cloud9, they got 3,400 on Floppy, so money's going to be a little bit thin if they lose this round.
That's all that Orgless were really aiming for in the last. They've done well on the T side so far. Of course, things are only going to get more difficult the more rounds go on the CT side. Momentum builds up. We start to see some of these Cloud9 players get a little bit more aggressive, a little bit more confident. And here's one of them right there, Sonic, but he actually ends up losing the duel. Does a lot of the early damage, but Infinite just watches the tracers. The real benefit to silence them for, of course. Now being a little bit cheaper as well. Rosa, well, expected him to hit the shot, and they're now going to be able to cross their way down. Of course, the bomb still lurks back. I do wonder if the T's are going to make a decision to actually wrap back around, and with Floppy starting to aggress, they do have to be a bit careful here. Now, the T's do still have enough money that they could, or enough grenades, sorry, that they could just re-smoke outside if they wanted to still head in towards this B site. With Ye probing around. Gonna spot out JT. Another one tap on a player on the stairs. Floppy's gonna find one, and now it's left all onto OC. Now he knows that the bomb's around this corner. He has that little piece of information. Wardell's trying to defend it desperately. It is going to be that all battle. The issue is, the longer that goes by, the more backup comes for Wardell, whereas OC, there's no one coming. It's all on his own, and he's going to get shut down in the end. 5-3, Orgless. They take their time, but they do bounce back, getting the bomb down in every single round that they've lost. Well, the CT side, financially now, are screwed once again.
Yeah, you got Floppy on 5, but that's not enough to buy up your entire team. I did like that push out of OC there. I just kind of wish he did it maybe a little bit earlier, or maybe like went towards a ramp, just to kind of play a different angle, but obviously didn't know 100% where the T's were coming from. And if they did pick up the bomb and get by him, it would be really hard to retake it anyways. See Orgless though, taking very quick outside control. I think they're knowing that Cloud9's on the save. Kind of surprised actually how quick they're taking it, considering there could be a 5-stack outside again. A little bit of utility. Flashbang out of JT to look to get them through Squeak It. They will be able to do that. Infinite should be able to hear quite a bit. He's going to spot the first player as well. I'm not sure if he's expecting a second to come up the ladder. And it looks like the player, Sonic, who was going for it, took his time now. Spots him out. Doesn't quite get the clean kill or the kill in general that he needed. It's unfortunate because that could have been a rescued AK and an AK save for the next round. No modem. Yeah, there's really not much you to do there with the USP. Orgless now will take a 3-round lead.
And even the buy that's coming up now, sure, an AWP can be dropped over to OC, and Floppy will get a rifle in return, but there's still going to be pieces missing. Modem down to a FAMAS, and Sonic has the decision between a rifle and grenades. He goes for the rifle. Wants to make sure that he has his trusty gun in hand, but yeah, once again, it's looking really good for Orgless. 6 rounds already on the T side. They've definitely looked the better side so far, and Wardell expects OC's position. He's played the same spot a couple of times. Outside control, once again, is going to be dominated. They're very reliant at the moment on Cloud9 for OC to win those duels, and when they don't, Wardell could just take control. Sonic, at least, will find a trade in the meantime. Infinite sneaking his way through. He's had a great game as well. Looks to continue. Floppy's going to get wrecked. It leaves just 2 players remaining. Sonic will make his drop, but just as he hits the deck, he also ends up in a body bag. And Modern, while completely outside, he's even going to be spotted, so this is very comfortable now from Orgless. They're just looking to hunt down this remaining weapon. Nade dunked onto his head, and this round looked all too easy.
Yeah, way too easy. I mean, that was the vibe out of Cloud9, and yet they're gonna be on the eco yet again. 2,700 is gonna be the highest for Sonic. I mean, Orgless getting 8 rounds T side would be phenomenal. Then again, this is their choice. But now that I say that, I think about all the times these last few days we've had teams choose maps and still lose them. But this just seems to be like a whole nother level. This is, I guess, the Orgless we saw in the first map for Steeple Genius before they started to pop off. And Cloud9, maybe that loss first triumph is just kind of sticking around in the back of their heads here. Quite an important match. So you lose this and you go down 0-2. You'd be in a really bad position for points. And we see, again, the trade's going the way of Orgless. Infinite just continuing to push in, gets himself another double kill. Decent damage being done. That's not too bad. 2-on-2. Able to rescue a weapon as well. Could be doable here.
I love the rotation at least. It seems like they definitely know where this is going. Dale has some extra utility, but just wants to make sure he has his gun in hand. Sonic with the pre-fire, but managed the kill, and Wardell knows it's far more important for him to stay alive here. Not take the risk. Back away. Don't give Sonic the 1 versus 1, because he's definitely a player capable of winning it. Spots Ye up above, but more wary of where Wardell just was, and is not going to be able to do anything in the end. 8-3, Orgless. It's a little bit too close for comfort, but they've already won the half on the T side of Nuke. Seems like the last battle they had versus Cloud9 may have actually just been more off Floppy's individual brilliance that made it close, because at the moment, this is looking utterly dominant.
Yeah, that kind of seems to be a little bit of a problem with the Cloud9 team. Thinking back when they were known as ATK, when we cast them, back in Season 9 of the Pro League, was that, it was up to Floppy and Modem to be the big playmakers. The rest of them were kind of more of a supporting role it almost seemed like, I can't remember OC really popping off and being flashy at all. I guess just more of a consistent opera. But if Floppy's not hitting shots, I really worry about the team. I also remember, Modem was the type of player, I think it was against Team Liquid, that was screaming his lungs out up against Stewie. He was a very emotional player. And once he, got shut down, he just got quiet and the team started to fall apart. I know they worked on that quite a bit. I know he's definitely improved in that sense. But we need to see someone start to step up within the team. Like, losing this bad on CT side of Nuke is not the start you want to have. They need to get something back because potential 12-3 scoreline to the T's. I don't know if there's any coming back from that. There shouldn't be.
That's something that Cloud9 don't really want to be thinking about. We've already seen a couple of matches like this today, though, with Boom in this exact same position twice, bringing it back to an 8-7 both times. So maybe that's just going to be the day, Jason. We'll just see 8-7 halves all the way along. At least for the first half, that is. Comeback definitely still possible. Nuke, well, not as tough on the T side as it used to be. Even still, you can't take anything away from Orgless. They've been fantastic so far. They've been dominating outside. They haven't had too much of a challenge towards the ramp so far. It's looking like they're going to attempt it this time. And actually, the CT side have a very good hold over this position. 2 players ready and waiting. Smoke going to go down. They're going to try and section the jewel off. And OC, he's not been spotted at all. Sonic's played the perfect distraction. And while the distraction results in his death, I'm actually going to flash up his teammate, but it doesn't really matter. They've already taken this ramp control back. However, in the meantime, these have started to wrap in towards Mini. Actually, go all the way around to Hell. They could even look to try and split in towards this A site. Floppy, he has absolutely no idea. He's expecting that Heaven position. Instead, Subrosa walks into the A site and manages 2 kills off the back of it. And if they rotate through Heaven, FNS is going to be perfectly placed. That round couldn't have gone better. Orgless, the stars align for them, and they get their 9th comfortably.
I don't understand. They get 2 kills in ramp, and then they still lose the round. Like, maybe there's miscommunication. Maybe Fob was expect his teammate to be watching towards main because he had his eyes completely set on Heaven. And we did see, I don't remember who it was. I want to say Sonic was on the floor. Wasn't necessarily in the position to stop someone from peeking like directly into that angle.
I think so.
And now they're back on Deagles. Okay, Donut Dead Ramp. Then it had, I don't know what it was then. JT, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I think it was, yeah.
You keep throwing out names.
FNS. That was a spicy shot. Looking for a little bit more. He's going to get one back. It was short-lived. Luckily, Subrosa. Again, another 2. They actually seem to be doing more work with the Deagles at the moment. A few individual rounds attempted. We saw the 2v2 not too long ago. But in the end, this one is going to be closed out. Double digits for Orgless on the T side of Nuke. Start to run out of silver linings, Jason, after a certain amount of time. I guess one here, they've got to buy.
The buys haven't really worked out for them.
Maybe they should try the buys son.
Can't be worse than the MP5. No, I don't know. It's maybe some aggression somewhere could work out well for them. Like, I think they did decent in the rounds they've been able to stack outside. Okay, OC kind of being gifted over that shot onto Wardell, who opens up a door and pretty much shows his hand. And there we go. A little bit of aggression outside. Modem, who they would get in towards red really quickly. They lost control of ramp, though, and Infinite's able to just take control of that back, and Infinite's on 16 kills. This guy has been racking them up. I actually want to see. Yeah, he's got 1 3K so far. Thought he had more than that. It feels like he's had more than that. But even in a 2-on-4, I don't want to count this over.
Yeah, which is worrying, because we really should. These have managed to take a decent amount of map control. There are 2 players, however, already rotated down by the window. From the T's. It is going to be Infinite pushing in. He's not spotted anybody out, but the thing is, that smoke will eventually fade, and if the bomb doesn't get there soon, FNS isn't actually going to have time to plant the bomb before somebody's going to peek. Now, they do have enough time that they can look to try and aggress this. He's gone all the way around. This is genius. That's so clever from Infinite. He goes round so that he doesn't actually have to cross over Modem's position, expects him to be in the corner, and that's a free kill. Such a smart play. Now looking to cover off his in-game leader, but the timing couldn't be much worse. JT is going to manage the kill, and now it's all onto Infinite. 1 versus 3. Door's going to open. Clinical enough to find the first. He's got to be careful from the ramp, though, as the push is coming behind him, and it's going to get caught by OC. Again, a nice attempt and a couple of kills from Infinite there that, well, it makes me think he maybe brains more than brawn.
Still, a 2-on-4 to wind up into a bomb plant, and with only 2 players surviving on the CT side, like that's pretty damn good. And that could have potentially been more if Infinite was a little bit more aware of the player coming towards ramp, or was able to get the guy inside door a little bit quicker. Still, you can see like there's, I guess, some confidence lacking within Cloud9. That should have been a done deal. But either way, 10-4, we're going to be going into now the last round of the half. Full buyout from both teams, though JT's going to be lacking a decent amount of utility. I think Orgless are showing us that match versus Evil Geniuses on Mirage on the first map wasn't a fluke. There was a legitimate chance they could have taken that map, and still showing some really good things at the moment.
Seems like Cloud9's response to, well, things going wrong so far is to try and get a little bit aggressive. We've seen Sonic now push all the way up ramp. Floppy as well was having a look into the lobby. So the slow pace of these rounds from Orgless is actually going to make things a little bit tougher for them. They've, of course, done very well in these situations so far, but I like the fact that Cloud9 are trying something different. Going to reduce the positions that they can rotate back to, more importantly. Now, FNS is going to be able to cross over. The bomb's still waiting back, so this is not by any chance a dedication to this site just yet. Still a chance for a wraparound, maybe trying to bait rotations out. Floppy, however, this is more of what we want to see from him. An aggressive peek out will nail the first player. However, he goes back for more, and Ye is there to punish. 5v3 turn 4. Still, though, 30 seconds left. Sonic's rotated to the B site. The bomb yet to make any sort of move.
So Rosa being spammed down as he gets outside of vent, at least able to know where one player is going to be. Sonic looking for the potential flank, though. 15 seconds left. They're going to have to hurry and get into this bomb site. So Rosa comes in with another kill. The bomb finally making its way through. They haven't cleared out JT. They haven't cleared out 2 players who are in the site. That's going to be Modem there as well. 6 seconds left. They need to get the bomb planted, but the bomb's now down. And Cloud9 just going to run away. They're going to be able to clutch this round out. Or, oh. It's getting real scared seeing FNS around that corner, but that will do it. Cloud9 going to be getting 5 rounds, getting at least the last round of the half, and Orgless up to 10. That's going to do it for our first half, though. We're going to head to a short break and come back with half number 2.
Chasing love in an empty bar. Pour a drink till I make it past. The midnight hour seems to come and go, but I know. Walk on up with a drink in hand, sipping mixes 'cause you can. And all the lights begin to switch off. You're chasing the light, holding on for life, feeling the high, chasing the light, chasing the night, chasing the holding on for life, feeding the high, chasing the night, chasing the night. Hotel rooms and city squares.
Well, the first half ended up being fairly dominant in the favor of Orgless. But now we get to see whether or not Cloud9 can bring it back. Now, the last time they played this map versus Orgless, they managed to get 10 rounds on the T side themselves. So maybe that is what we're looking for. We're going to have a T-sided map of Nuke, Jason.
Sounds normal. Might not happen, though. This aggression coming immediately out of the CTs towards outside, but that's going to leave inner open. So they're going to drop straight down into vent. So Rosa was looking to potentially stop the plant from going down because his head taken off, and now it's just going to equalize at 4 apiece in the after plant situation. But FNS will have a kit though, so they have time to play with at least.
Got a couple of flashbangs and a smoke as well, so they've definitely got the right setup. Using the smoke for the door, unfortunately, there's no one there to actually do anything. Nice shot from Wardell, though. FNS with another. They're just wiping out Cloud9. There's only one man left. Modem, he's just trying to buy time, but they're all going to be pushing it, just trying to use the doors, aiming for the diffuser. He's actually going to hit the shot. Nice work from Modem. This will be very impressive, but I think they still should have it anyway. Infinite picks up the kit. And unfortunately, Modem's nice attempt won't be enough. But that retake from Orgless, that was unbelievable.
I would be pissed if I was FNS there. Yeah, he says, how do I even said in chat some things I can't say, but how did I die? The way they're opening that door is so funny because it gave him a shot directly onto the diffuser as well that was uninterrupted. I'm surprised they didn't just rush him down and kill him when they had, you know, 3 players who could do so. But the retake comes in successfully. I think Wardell's like flick onto the player door was just ridiculous. And they get the first round, 11-5. Nade stack as well coming through, not really netting too much. We see what 2 AKs, Mac 10, Deagle, Galil. Orgus is on track to take this map, honestly, Tom.
Yeah, there's definitely the chance though for Cloud9 to break back. Like these second round buyers with a bomb plant, a lot of the time end up being better than what the CTs have on the other side, and it's definitely shining true at the moment. Already finding the majority of the picks. Infinite, he's been great so far. This would have to be one hell of a play. He's gonna get 2. I didn't even see the second player die, and he's at least given his teammates a chance. Sub Rosa looking to come in from behind, but that smoke is gonna make things awkward. He might be able to edge around it. As long as there's no one in the corner, which we can see there isn't. He's going to go down. His teammate's a little bit further behind. You can see Ye breathing an AK-47. They do still have a kit, but Sub-Rose is low. So a lot of this is going to be down to what Ye can do. You can see OC just trying to shoulder peek the angle. He's going to get spotted and actually just wide peeks. Risky, but it pays off. And while Sub-Rose probably did not mean to pick up that Galil, but it's much of a muchness.
Something to save into the next round. Goes back for the AUG anyways. Does get back to CT spawn. He'll be fine. He'll survive. And that will be Cloud9 after losing the pistol round to take their first force-up round. So 11-6, if you guys are interested, by the way. Obviously, there's still other games going on. I believe we have 100 Thieves versus Evil Geniuses on the main stream. You got Gen G up against Triumph on the C stream. And I can tell you safely, I believe right now, looking at the time, that it was a 16-1 for Gen G
Oh,
in their
damn.
first map. Yeah. That hurts.
Yeah, let's hope Triumph can get back up after that one. They did get a win yesterday, of course, versus Cloud9, so I do wonder if that shows the state of Cloud9, or maybe they're just having a bad day. Here we go, though. Of course, the CT side are going to invest. Most of the players around the $1,400 mark, they were not going to be in a good position. Now Sub Rosa does have an opportunity with that rifle. Infinite also getting a couple of kills has meant that he can invest into an MP9. But JT likely to see similar things to what FNS was doing on the other side, taking risks. He has the SMG, he can go running around the map, make noise, try and bait rotations, hoping that the CT side will gamble onto the B side while the rest of his team goes walking into A. Similarly, I was going to say it didn't really bait much of a rotation, but it actually has. They've started to try and take control of the ramp just in case. Actually, that might be the right call. Yeah, he's actually in the boost spot, Jason. This could be perfect.
Wonder if he's just going to let them pass, or if he's actually going to go for the shots right off the bat. Spots out the first player. Gets the shots. So Rose, unfortunately, though, not really able to capitalize off of that. Really get any kills, but there's still going to be quite a few players on the lower bomb side just waiting, just hoping. As it looks like the bomb will be heading towards upper. Even J2 was down there, kind of had some info of where they could potentially go. FS was trying to spot. Get tagged up to down to 80 HP. And well, Wardell's on outside. And wonder if they're just looking to save the AUG yet again. 3-on-4. They do have a kit, but now 2-on-4. Yeah, just save the weapon. An Infinite actually rescues a Galil, so not bad.
Yeah, it's something to play with. I do feel like I think Subros is probably not going to be too happy with that round, especially because although in most cases I'd agree with sort of what you were saying, like is EA just going to let them pass? He had such weak weaponry there. What are the chances from behind he gets more than one kill with the Deagle? It's not the gun you want to be shooting someone from behind. I think every single person who's ever played Counter-Strike has whiffed a load of deep shots from behind. However, him spamming like that, everybody looked at him. And Sub Rosa still doesn't get a kill with the AUG from then behind all of them. So I don't think he's going to be too happy with how that went. Again, we're going to see those couple of weapons kept over. I thought for a second that FNS was going to give up that Galil and give it to Sub Rosa with no armor. That seems a little bit mental, but it turns out he only meant to drop his pistol. And it's another round where Cloud9 are going to start grinding things back. Now, as I said, last time they played, one of the main reasons they at least brought this close was they got so many rounds over on that T side. So, potentially going to be possible. Still be tough for them, but they have got off to a good start. That's the most important thing. Like, the chance here is to build up further cash. The only problem is because weapons keep getting saved, there's more of a chance of one of these rounds being stolen away. FNS not spotted in the corner. The call comes a little bit late, and he's going to get 2 kills. Actually, I thought he got the third, but it's in fact Wardell with the USP. It's now left onto OC. 1v3 situation. Bomb, he has to plant it now, because the second it fades, Wardell, he's just trying to play distraction. He doesn't have a gun. He's going to come back in from Infinite, and he's going to close things out. A big round for Orgless. You can see the value of those saved weapons. Normally, I'd harp on, oh, he saved the Galil, but FNS does fantastic work from that corner position. And Orgless, they're going to steal a round away.
I do want to say, though, and I hope FNS doesn't hate me for it, but that was one of the ugliest sprays I think I've seen with the Galil. I mean, he still gets the kills either way, but damn, like, if anyone just turned around, he probably only would have been able to get the 1 kill, maybe not even that.
I got a question for you, Jason. Have you ever seen a beautiful spray with a Galil?
Good point.
Exactly. Let's leave FNS alone. Let's blame the gun. He got 2 kills with a Galil. I think he should be given a knighthood. They do that in America?
No.
Does Trump like hit you over the head
We'll
with
give
a
him-
club or something?
We'll give him some disinfectant to his
Oh,
body,
no.
apparently.
No, don't do that. Don't do that. Of course, all the people watching Counter-Strike are geniuses, so I don't need to tell them. Floppy, nice entry into the site. Infinite from the top of the hut doesn't actually get checked. Once again, this man just goes ham. 3 kills already, leaving JT. He was lurking outside, and he was hoping to try and cut off rotations. Now he's got to try and cut off the heads of 4 other Orgless players. Not going to get anywhere near. Infinite is on fire this game. 27 and 11, 122 ADR. Well, 377 damage in that round alone. I don't know what Cloud9 can do. They're just being beaten even just man for man at the moment. And as said, last time they played the map, it was Floppy dropping 32 kills. I think the only man who's going to even come close to dropping that many in this map is going to be Infinite.
Gotten 1 4K and 2 3Ks. Not bad indeed, and especially as you see in rounds like that, when they really need him to perform, he hits the shots without question. It's gonna be a big push in towards ramp though. Wasn't too bad in the beginning, but Ye gets himself a spray down for 4. So he gets his own quad kill, and Orgless now up to 14 up against Cloud9 on 7. We'll be back here, but I mean, Infinite 27 kills. Ye, like again, he was one of the top fraggers, or he was the top frag when it came to their match versus Evil Geniuses. Things are getting scary for Cloud9. Like, Floppy's only on 11 kills. I mean, he's technically not bottom of the score, but he's tied for joint second with 2 other players. He's not really had that breakthrough game that we know Floppy can have. And I don't want to put all the blame on him, and I'm not trying to make it sound like that. It's just, that's how good of a player we know Floppy can be. He's just having a tough time here against Orgless.
Like the whole squad is at the moment. Nuke definitely not looking like their map, and, well, luckily it's not. They do have their own choice to come, and I'm thinking it might come sooner rather than later. Orgless have looked impressive, and everything that's attempted at the moment by the T side is getting shut down. And I would just try and avoid Infinite at this point. He's racking face. It's not something you can ever do as a team strategy, but it might have to be written on a big piece of paper for the next map. And we're going to see these outside smokes thrown. That's the thing. I say once again, we haven't really seen too much from them. They've thrown them down, but it's more been just JT pushing on the outside, and everybody else has still been attempting to push in. I'm actually hoping that they go and try and make a play towards the B site. The only worry is Wardell. He's well placed. They're actually going to be backing into his position with him just further down in towards Secret. He's going to spot them out, just opt to fall back. He has a smoke, but that's not going to stop them. They're going to run through, and he shoots just between the 2 players. An entry for JT, and now they have that path on towards the B side. Ye is going to do absolutely nothing as well, and this is looking like a much better round for the T side. Bomb will be planted. A retake may be attempted, because there's still plenty of cash for Orgless to play with.
It's not. I thought maybe killing a couple players on the Cloud9 would be a nice little play out of them. Yeah, I feel bad for Wardell because he was in such a good position, but because of how slow Cloud9 was to transition, I'd say, across those smokes, I guess he wasn't feeling confident to peek up Secret and go for a shot. So instead, he plays it safe, he backs away, and the smoke he threw just, well, Cloud9 didn't really care about it as they ran past it. So unfortunate time for Orgless there, but well done by Cloud9 to change things up and to pick up the pace. 3 players inside a garage. They'll try to save these weapons, and I don't know who comes out top on this one. It seems to be a 1-for-1, and OC's able to get the kill, and FNS just trying to save the M4. He won't be able to. Moem's going to close that out. Full wipe coming through, but again, as you said before, the money is there. Ye on 11K. Not too big of a deal to lose that round for them. And by the time Cloud9 even get close to equalizing things, you know, at 14, they're going to be on max loss bonus anyway, so it's not too big of a loss. And they even go for a double op here, Tom.
Something interesting about that Triumph game, just what you mentioned it earlier, they actually picked Vertigo and then lost 61. It's so brutal.
Yeah, that hurts.
They're going outside again. If it works, it works. Give it another go. I don't know if it'll be as easy to get past Wardell this time. He's going to peek his little head up. He's just getting pushed. He is going to find the first shot, however. And this time he will be able to fall back into a new angle. This is going to make things a lot tougher, as he's actually going to drop the bomb. OC peeks him with it, and that's a big problem now for the T side. Also, they've lost 3 players. Modem at least will be able to trade him out, but yeah, he's not going to let that last. And now Sonic, well, he was trying to be the lurk. He was trying to hold on to those rotations, but they don't get anywhere near it. A complete shutdown once again. Orgless allow Cloud9 onto the scoreboard just for a moment and then adapt in turn.
Starting to get out of hand here. Map point coming up in Cloud9. Like, what do they have? 2 MAC-10s, a Tech-9, 2 AKs. The outside worked for them before. I don't know if they're going to be going for it another time with the lack of weaponry. A lot of early utility usage, of course, out of Orgless to make sure you don't get a quick rush into any of these sites. This is tough. I mean, again, it wasn't really Cloud9's choice to go to Nuke. But with them already losing 3 players, I think this map might be done. But OC might have something to say about it. He does respawn. He's on a 2K so far. It's over towards ramp by himself with the bomb. So obviously Orgless are going to know where he at least was. He's hoping someone's going to peek him. He's kind of by himself. Like, what do they do? JT's outside. He's by himself in there. Once they kill JT off, they're like, all right, well, we know where he was. How is he going to clutch us out with just the M4 now? Got to pull off the ace.
Tough ass for sure, but that's what's needed to keep them in the map. He's trying to bait out a rotation to the B site, and I think he might have succeeded. FNS actually waiting for him outside of hell. I don't know how he knows, but he knows. And OC, no chance. Absolutely none. A phenomenal showing on this map. Mostly on the T side, but closing out in convincing fashion. Orgless, they'll take their choice. Now they've got to try and take